Hey everyone, my name is Sam Raibode, and today I want to talk about my condition, Cauda Equina syndrome. Well, I had my surgery in December of 2017. That was, I think, 16th of December 2017, and today is 31st December 2019. So it's exactly been 2 years since my surgery, and I still remember what the doctor told me. He said, look for the 2 years recovery that is in place for, I think, everyone who's got a spinal cord injury. And that the 2 years was stuck in my head. I would keep telling myself, Sam, what if you don't get better in the next 2 years? Are you still going to remain in the bed and still remain not able to walk? But when I look back at the 2 years, I think there's been a lot of ups and downs. This started off with a lot of pain, a lot of agony, a lot of depression, a lot of negative thoughts. But as I progressed during the 2 years, as I continued to do my exercises, my workouts, I was able to overcome my difficulties. And I think it first started out with my bowel and bladder issues. I kept telling myself that I could manage myself walking with a walker or with crutches, but please, I need to get my bladder and bowel issues in order, because I hated walking with a catheter around, those urine bags. And that was one of the most difficult times in my life, having that urine bag with you. It's a really interesting story that I want to share with you guys. The doctor said that we cannot have the indwelling catheter in your bladder because you could get an UTI and could affect your bladder functions. So he asked me to get the intermediate catheter, the thing that you just slip in when you want to urinate and then you just pull it out. When I heard that, I said, oh my gosh, I don't want that. I said, I don't want that, the catheter that you just put in and pull out, because it's weird. I mean, any guy or any person would find that weird. And I said, I can't do that. But the doctor came home. He said, look, I'm going to remove this catheter and we'll wait for a couple of hours. And when you feel full, just give me a call. I'll come home and I'll show you how to do it. It's very simple. I said, fine. So we took out the catheter from my, we took it out. And those 3-4 hours was really nervous. I didn't want that intermediate catheter just putting in and pulling it out. The thought of it was just, out of my head. And I remember praying about it. And I said, God, please, I don't want this catheter. Please take it away from me. And I remember sitting in the room just praying, reading the Bible, just praying. And after, I think, 5 hours, I became full. My bladder was full. I needed a void. Something just told me, like, Sam, just go to the washroom and just try voiding on yourself. And I said, fine. So I went to the washroom. I sat down, and I was just like, please, can I just void it? And all is I started voiding urine on my own. And everything came out. So I called up a doctor. I was like, doctor, I was like, doc, I kind of voided, I went on my own. And he was a little bit puzzled. He said, how is it possible? It's really impossible. You can't do it on your own. I said, no, I'm serious. I went on my own. I don't need the catheter. Well, he said, hold on, let's just wait for 24 hours and then we'll see if you're able to do it on a consistent basis. 24 hours went by. I went to the washroom a couple of times. I was voiding on my own. And I called him the next day. I said, doctor, I think I don't need the catheter. I think I'm perfect. He said, hold on a minute. Let's go to the urologist and get the urodynamics test done. I think all of you guys who've gone through CES would know the urodynamics test is horrible. It's a test that I wouldn't recommend anyone doing. It's really horrible. So I went through the test, and they did all, the functions. The report came in, and the doctor said you don't need to have a catheter because you're able to void enough of urine out of your bladder, on a consistent basis. That was the first goal that I achieved, getting my bladder in check. Just the fact that I was able to remove that catheter from my body and throw it aside, I think that was the biggest milestone for me at that point of time. And from that day on, I didn't use a catheter. I was voiding on my own. My bowels was slowly coming into order, because if you have CES, you have constipation, which is a really an issue with this condition. Prior to that, I was using enema, which was which a nurse had to come and administer. But slowly, as I was taking laxatives and controlled on my diet, I think I got my bowels also in order. So that was the first hurdle in my life. I said, fine, I got my bladder and my bowel in online. Now let's focus on my legs. So I still remember using a walker. I was using those walkers and trying to get my balance in order. And I think after 8 months of doing exercise, doing regular therapies, I was not seeing any results. But suddenly one day I just woke up after 9 months of, I think 8 or 9 months after my surgery, and I just told myself, like, Sam, why don't you try walking with a walking stick? Why don't you just try it? If you fall, you fall. You just get back up again. It's all right. So I remember just taking my walking stick, and I remember praying to God, and I said, just hold me, God, if I fall, because I don't want to injure myself again. And I just started walking. And as I was walking, I think I took 5 steps on my own, and I just caught off something that, oh my gosh, I walked 5 steps with a walking stick. And that was another milestone in my life. I was like, yes, we can do it. I did walk with a walking stick. I said, okay, fine, now the walker is put aside, and now the walking stick is in my hand. I said, that's perfect. So I started practicing with the walking stick, and there were times where I fell down. I got hurt really bad. I remember injuring my elbow, injuring my leg, twisting it in the wrong way. It was just scary. I don't recommend anyone falling if you have this condition, but it's just something that I needed to do. So I remember whenever I fell down, I just picked myself back up again, and I started walking with a walking stick. After 6 months of walking with the stick, I got more confident. I was able to feel the strength in my legs. I was able to, get mobile. And then, I was going out, meeting friends with the walking stick, and it really, gave back the confidence in me. And I remember one day I just told myself that, Sam, you got to go out driving again. You got to start driving again. You got to start, getting out. So I remember just taking the keys from my room, going to my car, and I just started up the car, put the car into gear, and I just took the car ahead. And that was another milestone in my life, that I started driving. It was tough in the beginning. My legs would get tired with the clutch and the brake and the accelerator. I was able to drive just 5 minutes, and then my legs would start cramping. But slowly I had to increase my stamina. And today I drive for hours together. I drive in India, which is a miracle by itself. So that was another milestone in my life. And at that point of time, I think it was already 15 months past the 2-year mark. And when I was 15 months past, I made the video on YouTube, which is last year or so, when I was talking about how I'm able to drive and how I'm able to be mobile. And after that period, when I look at my recovery, today I do not use the walking stick. Today I'm walking without any stick. Today I just walk out into wherever I want to go, and I just go. My legs are still weak, but today I do not use the walking stick at all. The walking stick is just thrown in the dustbin, and I told myself, you're never going to use that walking stick ever again. So from being completely paralyzed, bedridden, bowel and bladder issues, to now, after 2 years, able to walk again, and able to have that confidence to be independent, I think the healing process has not stopped after 2 years. It's still going to continue. I think the doctors, we have to respect the doctor's opinion and the views. But I say that the 2-year mark is not set for everyone. I think there is still so much more that you can do, and there's so much more healing that still has to come. And I think it's more important to have a positive outlook. Just be positive about everything. When we start becoming negative, and then when the thoughts creep in that I cannot do it, it's not possible, it's not for me, I can never achieve so and so goals, I think that's when you start failing in life. And I never allowed myself to fail. I never allowed myself to I never told myself that, Sam, you cannot do it. I would always tell myself, Sam, you can do it. And today I'm working. I work with the church. I'm a pastor. So in my line of work, I got to stand for like a couple of hours straight, 2-3 hours minimum, and I'm able to stand. I'm able to walk. I'm able to do all my duties. I'm able to drive. I'm able to do visitations. And when I look back at my life, I think God has been so good to me, that He's brought me out from that situation to where I am today. So I give glory, honor, and all thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But at the same time, I know there are a lot of people out there who have this condition and who are still struggling with a lot of issues, and I understand that. I have been there. I've experienced those situations. I've experienced those helpless times where you just feel that there's no one with you. And I just want to say that God is with you. God is there with us every single time. He's always standing right next to us. But we got to make an effort and try and get out of that situation. Maybe you may not see the results today, you may not see it tomorrow, but you will see the results in the days to come. And I know that some of you may be saying, I've had this condition for so many years, why I am not getting all right. Look, I also have the same conditions as you have. We both, if you have Cauda Equina syndrome, I think I also have the same condition. And I also was paralyzed and bedridden for quite some time. And then when you look at me, I'm not 100% mobile. I'm not 100% recovered, but I am taking whatever recovery I have that's been given to me, and I'm using it in a positive way. So we cannot be negative, right? There are things that I would love to do which I cannot do, but do I get sad and depressed about it? No. Why should I be sad and depressed? I should be thankful for what has been given to me by God. Whatever recovery I received, I should be thankful for it. So whatever you have in your life, be thankful for it. There are people who don't have much facilities when they have this condition. There are so many people in India who are so poor and who have this condition and who are not able to access healthcare. I feel so sorry for them. That I feel privileged that I have family and friends and a proper medical healthcare that I could go to. So I'm thankful to God for whatever I have in my life. I have no regrets. Even though I have this condition with me, even though I am not able to do what I want to do, but I have no regrets. I'm thankful to God for whatever I have in my life. And I think that's very important, to be thankful. Because if we say that I do not have this, I do not have that, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, you're going to be negative. And you're going to get into depression, which is quite obvious. So don't get into depression. Be thankful for whatever you have in your life. Be thankful for the small things in life. This condition has taught me a lot. I've always learned to be happy with the small things. The fact that I'm able to walk with my wife, I can go for a walk with her. The fact that I'm able to walk wherever I want to go. The fact that I'm able to drive where I want to go. these are the small things that I didn't realize prior to this condition, but today I'm able to do that. So I'm thankful. There are so many people out there who have this condition but do not have the same kind of healing that I may have or someone else may have. That's fine. I mean, I could also give an example that there's a person who had Cauda Equina syndrome and he's perfect. I mean, he's able to walk, he's able to drive, he has almost normal life. So if I look at him, am I going to be sad and depressed that why am I not like him? No. Everyone's different, everyone's body is different, everyone's condition is different. So whatever we get, just take it and smile about it and be happy, be glad, rejoice, and never get depressed. Never ever get depressed. I think that's the worst thing that ever could happen to you. People around me keep telling, Sam, how are you so happy with this condition? You are not able to walk. I mean, you have a walking stick, you have so many issues in life. I said, look, I mean, if I'm going to take time and be sad about my life, I'm wasting a day. I'm wasting one whole day just being sad. Just be happy, enjoy the day, enjoy every moment of your life while you're living. Never be sad about anything. So this condition has taught me a lot. This condition has taught me how to look life in a different perspective. I've had a lot of ups and downs, and I think today, on 31st of December, I have a lot to be thankful for, and it's just God's grace and mercy that I'm here today talking to you. And I'd really like to thank my parents for their support. I think they've been like a rock behind me, and especially my wife. I think family is really important, and especially your wife, who's going to be there when things get down, when things get ugly, when you lose all hope. You go back to your family, and your wife, your parents, they're the main support. So a big thank you to them for being with me. And I think I'm really happy with my condition and my recovery process. But I don't think that the 2-year benchmark is applicable to me. I think there's still a lot of healing left, and I'm always looking forward to improving myself and getting myself back on my feet. And all we can do is try and never stop trying. Never stop giving. Always give you 100%. So that being said, I think I just want to end this video. Thank you guys for all your support and prayers. All you guys out there who have CES, don't worry. This condition can get better, and just be positive. Just be positive. Take whatever healing comes your way, and don't get yourself depressed. All right. I know it's very easy to get depressed, but don't get depressed. Be positive and live life every day. Enjoy every moment while you're living. Do not get depressed. And hope you guys, wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in 2020. Take care.